Good morning. This is Psychic Medium Danielle Garcia with your energy forecast for the week. How's it going? Happy Monday. Today is October 19th, 2020. Can you believe we are already, past the halfway point in October? This year seems to have either dragged on or sped up. I'm not quite sure. It's kind of been I won't mention the word of what I think it's been this year, but it's been chaotic and confusing and revealing and healing and amazing all at the same time, right? So let's just dive right in. As I checked the Schumann resonance this morning, we were vibing at a 14, not too high. I've had some spikes over the weekend. Lots of clients and students have reported to me sleep issues, dehydration, headaches, etc., etc. So hydrate, ground, grab your oils, your stones, get outside and connect with nature. Right now, it's really, really important to connect with sun energy. Get some vitamin D in, get some breathing, get out from behind the computer, get out from, the trials and tribulations of schedules and social media, etc., etc. Get outside, get out in the sun, give yourself a break and a rest, and soak up some of those good vibes and just get some one-on-one time with you and Mother Nature. It's so incredibly important. So what's coming in this week? Well, Scorpio season is upon us, which means deep, deep work. Scorpios, which I am one, my birthday's coming up November 14th. We tend to be a little bit, brooding, very intuitive, sinking into looking at the things at a deeper level. So when we hit Scorpio season, it's all about digging deep, diving in, taking a look. And when you dive deep, it's not necessarily into the negativity and the darkness. You can dive deep into your potential, your opportunities, your light, your gifts, your intuition. It can be all sorts of different things. But, the big thing here is, what is it that you wish to accomplish? When we're in Scorpio season, especially in the midst of Mercury Retrograde, it can be like poking the bear. And the universe is basically saying, hey, how's that working for you? Those thoughts that you're having, that criticism, that judgment, that pattern you keep repeating may not be working so great for you. What can you learn from it? How can you grow? How can you move on? So when we keep getting triggered, that's not fun, is it? Why not just take a look and see, okay, where's this trigger coming from? Where's this core issue? What's going on? The sun also moves into Scorpio right now. So that means it's lighting up the darkness. It's lighting up shadow. It's helping us to move forward. Super awesome, because who wants to be stuck in those dark bits? It pulls us forward to take a look at those old beliefs, those false thought forms, those old behaviors that don't really work for us anymore. So let's embrace this light of the sun, shining light into shadow and into darkness. Theme again for the rest of this month: release, especially this week. Let that be your mantra. What can I let go of? And what happens when we release? Well, when we let go of that old crap, guess what? We make room for higher vibes, right? Bigger, better, brighter. So embrace the release. Embrace letting go. Let the light in. Where are you looking for the light? And are you looking for the light? Because if you're caught up in conflict and drama and trauma, which, hello, we're human, we do it. No one is, innocent of that by any means. When we get caught up in that, it's hard to see the light, and we get stuck and we get stagnant and we get pulled down. But when you allow that light in, when you start looking for that light, it allows that beautiful higher vibration to shine energy into those places where we could benefit from healing and from release. I recently had a client ask me, so what is shadow work? Shadow work is a big, big subject to think about. And this season of Scorpio has to deal with working with shadow. We've had several different phases of astrological energy throughout the last 6 months where shadow keeps coming back up again. It's a repetitive theme. I really truly believe that the universe is trying to get us all to look at those darker parts of ourselves so we can let it go and not only bring more light into our lives, but ground more light into our human species, ground more light into our community, ground more light into our consciousness, ground more light into the universe itself. You know, it's interesting when you look at things from a higher perspective. It can feel icky and gross and yuck, but it's actually working for bigger, better, brighter, higher things, highest, greatest good, right? Even when we go through a healing crisis, you know, you might feel detoxy and pukey and headachy and all of that, but those are those toxins moving out so you can benefit and become stronger and become healed. So bouncing back to shadow work, and I'm sorry, they got a lot of stuff going on in my head this morning. I know I'm talking seems like I'm talking a mile a minute to myself, but apparently there's a lot of stuff to say. Deep breath. No, I am not over-caffeinated, believe it or not. These are just my guides. Okay, so back to shadow work. What is shadow work? Shadow work is looking at core wounding. Shadow work is looking at a lot of inner child stuff. You know, where did we gain our belief systems or our thought processes about that we're not worthy? Where did we lose our expectation that things should go right for us? Where did we let go of that connection completely to source that allows us to bring in creator, full, complete, total, 100%, that connection? Where did we bring in doubt? Where did we learn the word no? Where did we learn that we were stupid, fat, ugly, irresponsible, all of those negative connotations that may have been placed into our consciousness that we adopted for ourselves and that we have claimed for ourselves. Shadow work is also looking at ego. You know, where does our ego fit in all of this? Where are we judgmental? Where are we critical? Where are we arrogant? It's looking at those different things and it's being able to learn the lessons from them. What spurned you to act in that certain negative manner? What spurned you to embrace an ideology that someone placed upon you? And when you go back to those core issues, you can take a look at it and say, do I want to hold on to this? Is this really mine? Can I find forgiveness for myself? Can I forgive this other person for saying these things to me? You know, it's deep stuff. It's not something that you want to just kind of, do a little bit of shadow work today for 10 minutes. No, you got to be in the right frame of mind and in the right vibe to do it. This month, the rest of October into the first 2 weeks of November, great time for shadow work. Again, not for everybody. But if you're willing to just take some baby steps through it and, stick a toe into the water, so to speak, it can be incredibly revealing. It can be incredibly healing and incredibly satisfying. This week is also a big week for dreams. So pay attention to your dreams. If you're trying to focus on something, bring through a message, set intention, Wednesday, Orionid's meteor shower is coming in, which is a huge burst of energy. It truly aligns with the pineal gland. It aligns with soul work. So if you're looking for answers in regards to your path, in regards to health, if you're looking to amp up your intuitive abilities, your psychic sense, Wednesday is a really, really, really great time to do that. So let's draw some cards in regards to the energies of this week. Since we are moving into Scorpio season, and doing shadow work seems to be a theme, I chose Dark Mirror Oracle cards for today. Yes, I know they're not the fairy or angel cards or anything like that. But again, there's a lot of messages to be learned from shadow, isn't there? So let's see what Dark Mirror has to say about the energies coming in this week. Well, seeing as that one flew across my desk, we'll take this one Whew. Okay, so dark mirror, first card is sacrifice. Take a look at that. What jumps out at you when you look at this card? So when I'm looking at sacrifice, and these are designed to be as if you're looking and gazing into the reflection of a mirror. So that's why that's why they're created this way. So I'm looking into this card. I see light coming through. I see this person dressed in armor. They've got a sword in front of them, sacrifice. What are you sacrificing this week? When you compare this to shadow work, what are you sacrificing and why? Are you Are you, I guess I'm having a release here, or an activation, or both. What are you sacrificing? Why are you sacrificing? Are you throwing yourself on the sword, or is it just time to walk away? When you look at shadow and you think of sacrifice, are you sacrificing your morals? Are you sacrificing your light? Are you sacrificing your faith, your trust? Are you sacrificing your heart? You know, there's a big difference between sacrifice and compromise. Sacrifice means giving up. So what are you giving up in order to embrace shadow? And how can releasing those darker bits or learning from shadow help you to move away from that feeling of sacrifice? It's not about being a martyr. You know, the one that sacrifices the most doesn't get a better space on the other side when we cross over. It doesn't work that way. But some people really believe, well, if I'm not sacrificing, I'm not doing enough. If I'm not sacrificing, I'm not a good wife. I'm not a good mother, or I'm not a good person. It's really not about sacrifice. All right, next card. The child I was meant to be. I really just get shivers and chills when I draw this card. Okay, the child that I was meant to be. Again, shadow work, right? Working with inner child. The child I was meant to be. Let's think about what it is to be a child. You're born, you're a baby, you're an infant. You need help, right? You can't feed yourself, you can't walk, you can't change yourself. You need love, you need affection, you need attention. And so what do? You express, right? You don't hold back. When does a baby ever hold back when they need something? They cry. They get changed. They cry. They get love. They cry. They get food. They get, whatever it is that they need, playtime, whatever that is. And when we're first born as that beautiful baby and that beautiful infant, we have expectation that all of our needs will be met, and that all is well, and that we're loved, and that we're worthy. That's the child that you're meant to be. It's time to reconnect with that. It's time to embrace and ground in that idealism, because that is truth. We are worthy of all goodness. We are worthy to have our needs met. We are worthy to be in light and to be loved and to be successful and to be healthy. What if we all could get on that same wavelength? What miracles could we create, right? Last card. Alone in the world. Interesting. Okay, check this card out. Pretty doggone powerful, right? Solitude, naked, vulnerable. How often do you feel you're all alone in the world, all alone with your thoughts? Let's just have that card pop right out of my hand. Oh, it's another Monday in my office. Alone in the world, how often do you feel like it's just you and nobody else feels this way and nobody else can understand? In many ways, we are alone in that we have our own unique perspective, in that we have our own mission, purpose, path to walk, right? But we're involved and we're connected with this amazing consciousness of spirit. Shadow will continue to tell you, oh, it's just you. You're the only one. You're the crazy one. No one else would want to know anything that's going on in your mind. No one else is going to want to love you. You're alone. You're alone. You're alone. And yet you're not. You're part of this amazing consciousness and connection to spirit. So hold on to those thoughts. Move through this week with a heart full of gratitude, with eyes wide open, and with shining and connecting with the light so you can move through that undercurrent of shadow. Have a blessed week.